better to do this afternoon, so I thought I'd make some pork and beans. Now, it is so simple to buy a can of Campbell's pork and beans, open them up and warm them up, but I'm going to go back long before Mr. Campbell ever put them in cans and make them the old-fashioned way. Pork and beans are sort of an offshoot of Boston baked beans, or they're an offshoot of pork and beans. At any rate, they're similar, but certainly not the same. And beans have been around a long time, and there's something like 400 recognized varieties. And I'll be working with white northern beans today. The most popular kind in this part of the country is the pinto, which is Spanish for painted. And before they're cooked, they're kind of a mottled brown and white bean. But the color of the bean depends a lot on not only on the variety of bean, but the growing conditions and the length of the season and things of that sort. But I have a pot of white beans over here, and they are not very interesting, so I'm going to use those to make some pork and beans. Well, cooked these beans the other day, and this is all that's left. It's about enough for another meal, but they have ceased to be very inspiring, so I'm going to turn them into old-fashioned cowboy pork and beans. It starts out with a slice of bacon, and we'll cut this up. Now the purpose of it is, one is flavor, second is to get some grease or oil to cook the onions. As the bacon got warm there, and it doesn't want to cut very well. No big deal if it isn't cut exactly in little squares or anything like that. We'll just go from that. The main purpose is to get the grease. This bacon's coming along very well. We think we found a picture of my dad when he was about 16 years old. The picture is identified as the Spur Ranch in 1910. So that would have been about the right age for him, and the story is that his father, or my grandfather, was very difficult with the boys, especially. The girls, he didn't treat them too badly, but the boys usually didn't hang around much past whatever age they could get away from home. And it supposedly happened on my dad's 14th birthday, and he and his dad had a difference of opinion, and after everybody went to bed, well, he went out and saddled up the best horse with the best saddle and rode out, and as he was riding out the gate, his mother met him with a pillowcase with some food in it and says, "Take care of yourself, come see me if you ever get close enough." And this is that picture, and with him seated there with the cowboys would indicate that he was one of the cowboys because he had a horse and a saddle. If he had just been a kid, he would have been with the cook as what they called a hoodlum. It was a cook's helper, and not with the cowboys. Okay, I've taken the bacon up, put it on a paper towel over there to save the bacon, and the chopped onions go in the bacon grease here to cook and get soft. Anyway, on with the story of my dad. He bummed around and worked as a cowboy from one place to the next, and Finally ended up in northern New Mexico when he was about 18 years old, working for a ranch there near the town of Roy. Well, when the rancher let his summer group of cowboys go, he kind of took a liking to my dad and decided to keep him around and send him to school and be sure he finished high school. And summer was coming to an end, and but it was still warm and everything. But the rancher, on his next trip to town, bought my dad a Pendleton wool coat. He didn't have a coat of any kind, and he knew he was going to need it for winter. Well, it was August, and certainly not needed a heavy coat like that. And one of the other cowboys there had a pair of nickel-plated Colt revolvers in the low-slung holsters like a gunfighter, and being a foolish 17-year-old kid, or 18, whatever he was, he thought that was the greatest thing in the world, and he and the other cowboy negotiated a trade. He traded his coat off for the pistols. Well, the old man at the ranch never said anything, and along about the middle of November they woke up one morning and the wind was blowing about 30 outside and the snow was going straight sideways, and he says, "Okay, Mills, strap on your pistols, let's go feed those cows." My dad used to tell that story on himself. You just want the onions softened. You don't want to brown them. Just wilt them a little and whatnot. And now's the time to put in some garlic. You can use fresh garlic, or I use canned. And just throw some of that in there. Stir it around. And next is a can of tomato sauce. Now, tomato sauce is about the same thing as ketchup, only without the seasonings that's put in ketchup. Can of that in there. This is used quite often in Italian cooking to make marinara sauce and things like that. It cuts down on a lot of the simmering time to cook tomatoes to make ketchup. Now, you add, it can be either molasses or brown sugar, and the amount of brown sugar goes in there is half of the volume of the tomatoes. An easy way to figure that. That looks like about, eyeball it to about the right amount. And we'll stir that in. Now I'm going to taste this. Yes, that is very sweet. And to offset that sweetness, you use mustard. And with it you use half as much mustard as you did sugar. Well, this mustard seems to be running out. I'll get something to dig it out with. Now you want to mix the mustard in with that. Be sure and blend it all the way around. and I'm going to taste that. I believe it needs a little more mustard. And I just happen to have a few packs from the fast food store. There's one, and I'm sure I can come up with another one here. Yeah, here's one. When we get fast food of some kind around here, we keep the little packets of mustard and whatnot for other uses, and it works out very nicely. And again, do the taste test. Maybe another one. And if that's not enough, a few drops of vinegar to take care of that. That's it. This is done now, so in it goes with the beans. Those are ready to go along with dinner tonight. I'm going to take a taste of them now. And I'm going to use the spoon that I stirred because I'm through using it. Just like I remember my mother making years and years ago. Oh yes, I almost forgot. There's the pork and the beans. Give this a good taste test now. Tastes just like I remember it. I even nailed a little piece of pork here. That'll go great with whatever we decide to have for dinner tonight. So God bless America, God bless Texas, God bless all you people out there who watch my videos, and even those who don't. Have a great day.